We've grown it for years. Been very consistent. You know, every corn is different in a way, and this is one hybrid that has great stretchability, as those rows show. And it's performed very well for us. But you know, the quest of genetics is always to come ahead with something better. And we do think we have it down the road here for you, and everybody needs to have a look at it this year. Anyways, we're very, very keen on 9188. We believe it's a game changer in the 2650 to 2700 heat unit zone. If you are growing 38N94 or any 2700 heat unit corns, you need to at least go out and split a planter this year and get that on your farm. It fits across all soil types. It's a little shorter than the corns we've had in the past 10 years or so. 25 years ago, we used to be kind of the short corn guys with thick stalks. Okay? But the last 10 years or so, the breeders are sending out these big tall sails, you know, that they put on lots of corn, but they're probably a little too tall. So we're trending back to a little shorter hybrids again for our grain corns, and that's a very good thing. It helps overall with stalk strength, and you know, realistically, if you take a look at this corn, here, Bob, you can split it if you want.
It's so hard.
I know. So, I don't know. I blather on too much, but that darn corn, high yield, really good depth of kernel. It's a big, girthy cob.
Quite a bit of
I think if you grow it, you're going to be pretty darn happy. We believe it will move us off in 94 and probably several others in that zone. We do have two versions, the Acre Max, which is above ground insect control, refuge in a bag, and then the AMX version, which is above and below. This version is in the 2650 maturity heat unit zone. So above and below is about 27 1/4. So it added some maturity by adding the below ground root control. So really good hybrid. If you've got second year corn or sandy ground, you probably want to look at basically the triple with AMXT. Okay, hog farmers in the area, or if you know of a hog farmer who's a friend of yours, this is a hog farmer corn. That's all you got to remember. 2850 heat units, so on this side of the grand and heading down that way, and especially on the lighter ground, this is a number to remember. You know, everybody thinks, oh, we got to have the top yielding hybrid in the plot. Well, this one won't be the top yielding hybrid. Okay? It's a good yielding hybrid. It's kind of like good old 38N58 for some of us that remember those things. This thing has got the best test weight of anything we have. It's the prettiest corn we have. It's agronomically very sound. It's going to stand up for you. And then the other thing that pioneers really worked hard at in the last 10 years is to try and sort out hybrids that will fight off gibberella ear rot better and thus be less prone to vomitox. So, high test weight, best, absolute best in class for at least trying to be tolerant to vomitoxin, and we can grow it in this area for some of your acres. So, high quality corn. We don't sell enough of that stuff. Coming out this year that we have good supply of, and really, if you want the yield toppers, now I pulled this one out about 2 steps inside because I didn't like the double cob thing here with the nose and back. You go in there and you've got good single cobs and quality corn. Anyways, and it's, you know, the darn stuff, what'd you plant this, May 28th or something?
24th.
You know, and realistically, this thing is 3/4 milk line. So you should look at your chart in here. Somebody look at the chart. It's on what, page 2, John? Or 3?
Yeah, second page.
So 3/4 milk line. Everybody I talk to says, Jim, is my corn going to make it? Well, I'm not the frigging weather god. And if I was betting on things, might not like my bet. Depends on tonight. So we go down there and you look at 3/4 milk line. This is May 28th corn, okay, right? Or 24th. And you know, this is one again that we think is a game changer out here. 2,800 to 2,850 heat units, so you guys can grow it on this side of the Grand. Dave Horse can grow it on his chicken farm on the other side there, the sandy ground, and expect it to mature just fine in whatever a normal year is, whatever that is. This year, I am personally for global warming, okay? But, you know, so what's the yield loss here? If it froze hard tonight and killed the cob dead, 5 to 6%. So, you know what? This year we could live with that. I'd be happy if all the corn that I have to travel with was this far on. And, you know, so guys, once again, this is we have yield leaders, we have race horses with weaknesses, but they really pump out yield, and we have good solid corn consistency with high yield across all areas. And you know, unless I have a specific use for a certain corn, I look at N94, today I look at 9188, I look at this one for this area. We've had a hybrid here that I would sell to any of you guys today called 9910 for silage, and we'll keep selling that. It's an excellent corn. We've got it in AM and above and below ground AMX versions, and it works great for silage around here. There's two corns in our lineup that have superior, really superior characteristics for silage. And 38N94 is one of them, and 9910. Okay. We do sort out, this is sort of a silage talk now, we do sort out the hybrids to try and push you towards the corns that will give you more fiber digestibility. They have to be high grain yielders, but the green part has to be 1, 2, 3 points more digestible naturally. And that's what makes the difference in a hybrid for silage with Pioneer, combined with high grain yield, tonnage per acre, dry matter tonnage per acre, and feedability characteristics. So all we're doing here in 9681 is really trying to bring you another corn that can fit that slot, because eventually 9910 is going to go away. It's certainly fits in the maturity zone, 2775 for the AM version down there, 28 1/4 for the AMX, which is the you know, full Monty above and below ground insect protection. And it's one of these things we call Aquamax, which is our drought tolerant lingo for a hybrid that's going to stand up better to drought. And you know, I kind of know some of your soils around here. We got some pretty droughty ground on this side, and maybe over there, you know, that way. And you know, this is a hybrid you guys need to put on this soil. And realistically, I'd probably look at the above and below ground on first year corn on the droughtiest ground anyways, because you're going to have better roots. So it's built in. All we do, it's not our drought tolerance is not genetically modified at this point, okay? Because we can so far make as good a headway with good old plant breeding and screening on drought tolerance as flipping in some genetically modified gene to try and make it more drought tolerant. So if we can do it without modifying it, that's really the preferred way in reality. And you know, everybody assumes that all these great traits all have to be genetically modified. Well, drought tolerance and Pioneer is not. It's just good plant breeding. So what it does, to qualify for Aquamax, you have to be top yielding hybrid in your maturity zone. And then we put it in a desert where we have no rain, and we screen it. No rain. And I can't remember, but so many inches up to what a normal rainfall would be. And plant has to hold up. It's not that much, but the plant has to hold up 5% minimum more yield versus the current material in severe drought. So what does that, to me it seems that it represents more than 5%. You know, it's not, you know, if you have 3 inches of rain next year, you know, you're going to be sad, but the Aquamax hybrid won't have 200 bushels. It's not that good. But if you're in a situation where you've got a hard drought and you're getting 70, 80 bushels, Aquamax you'll be in there at, you know, maybe 100. That's how it works. So it's better protection. It's just an automatic. We pretty much have Aquamax hybrids at most maturity zones. We need a little bit earlier material yet for that Arthur area, but it's coming along. So usually it's not an issue up there for sure. Anyways, it's just another technology. I believe we have pretty much everything you need across the board for each of your farms and each of your situations. And these are the highlights as far as that goes.